Hi everybody, welcome to week 4. I am recording this on Tuesday this week from my office at home. I got back late last night from my trip out of town and am now, catching up today, getting all set up for the rest of this week. So this week, the grand theme or the overarching theme that all of the topics and readings we're going to be discussing relate to is girlhood. So just looking at the dynamic of youth and age in the way that folks were discussing women and womanhood and gender in the early 20th century. So instead of meeting yesterday on Monday, we annotated or are annotating, I'm not quite done with my annotations either, Diana Anselmo's article on the quote-unquote girl suicide epidemic in the early 20th century and the way it was covered in newspapers and magazines. So that article also looks at the kind of trajectory of psychology as a discipline and a way that experts were interpreting suicide by young women in this time period. And then it also corresponds with the way that folks were responding to immigration. Then Wednesday, what I want to do is kind of bring together all of the readings that we've been doing and the topics we've been discussing over the past week, because they all are about, the turn of the 20th century, the late 1800s, early 1900s. And I wanted to discuss this theme of girlhood and how it is addressed and sensationalized and catastrophized in different groups and different dynamics. So we're going to look at a primary source called Americanization Through Homemaking, which was a targeted resource for young Mexican American girls in California at the turn of the 20th century. I want to relate that to our discussion of Anselmo and Hartman's readings, which are both about this same age group, but in different circumstances, different racial backgrounds, and different attention that's paid to them by reformers and psychologists and anthropologists and other experts. So we're going to kind of loop all of these things together in our discussion for Wednesday. And then Friday, the annotation is on girlhood in a different form. We're going to look at a chapter from Cutcha Risling-Baldy's book, which is on coming of age ceremonies in Native communities and looking at her analysis of the revitalization of the coming of age ceremony for young girls on the Hoopa Valley Reservation. So I thought it would be an interesting way to tie in kind of the way that experts and experts, reformers, and politicians are talking about girlhood versus the way that different communities have kind of reclaimed that status in society and that age. So lots of stuff. So I am going to be responding to your class participation reflections you all filled out last week. I'll respond to those this week and get you all feedback by the end of the week. And that's it. We're just going to keep going. And I will see some of you in class on Wednesday and others I will see online, and keep up the great work. Love having these conversations with you in the annotations, and more of that to come. All right. Bye, everyone.